Episode 17, Escaping the Plateau, Part 1. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us as we explore the fighting game genre. While most of the content on our channel is meant to help newer players, fighting game veterans also encounter problems. Just like new players, veteran players get stuck sometimes, with no idea how to improve their game. Even though their expertise allowed them to spot and overcome all the obvious obstacles, even they reached a plateau at some point. They can't seem to improve further, but they also don't understand what they are doing wrong, and what they should be doing instead. This can be very frustrating. It's a complex problem to solve, which is why we are going to take it slowly, and try to cover as many possible angles in depth. We are going to expand on 4 main solutions. 1. Pick a suitable format. 2. Pay closer attention. 3. Force a change. 4. Take a break. Let's talk about picking a suitable format first. Are you playing in a format that fits the specific area you need to improve at? Do you find yourself focusing on your own character more than what the opponent does or is going to do next? If so, then you simply need to play a lot of matches until everything becomes second nature, and you can act properly to various situations without having to think about it first. Do you find yourself losing because of lack of knowledge against a specific character? If so, reach out to a good player of this character, and arrange a practice session to learn the matchup properly. Make sure to pause between matches, and ask questions to avoid repeating the same mistakes. Do you find yourself losing because you have a hard time adapting quickly to unfamiliar players with unfamiliar habits? If so, then instead of a long session, you need quicker sessions that pair you with plenty of different opponents. Sadly, only the more popular fighting games have a large enough player base that allows you to conveniently battle against a variety of people online. Do you find yourself performing much worse than usual when playing under pressure, like in a tournament setting? The solution to this one is simple. You need to practice playing under pressure. Start going to every local tournament you can, and participate in online tournaments when your schedule and connection allows. Not only will you support the scene, but you will also gain valuable practice playing under pressure and adapting quickly to different opponents. An alternative way is to play money matches, but they don't actually have to be about money. The goal is to simulate tournament pressure by making yourself pay some sort of price for losing. Find something that you'd really want to avoid, and use that as self-punishment for losing. Now let's talk about what it means to pay closer attention. One piece of advice new players often get is to watch match videos of good players, and imitate what they do. Even if they don't understand what exactly to imitate and why. The imitation attempt during actual matches in itself helps in understanding the rest. So far, this is all nothing you didn't already know as an experienced player, right? But you always need to remind yourself that fighting games present almost all the information on screen. Outside cases of option selects, every decision a player does can be clearly seen in match videos. No info is hidden from you. So the missing aspects that make the top players better than you are still there on the screen, and you need to pay closer attention and spot them. If you want to find your answers, you'll need to start watching match videos actively, not passively. Watching match footage casually or in a live stream may be fun and entertaining, but isn't conducive to learning and self-improvement. This can be a problem when the amount of footage that exists for a very specific matchup is limited. One of the methods to really understand the top player's more successful decision-making is to watch a match that is brand new for you, and pause it at the first key moment. For example, right before the first round starts. While the video is paused, try to think of what you would do in this situation, at this specific range, against this specific character, and why. What are your various options? What are the opponent's options? What beats what? What do you think the opponent would do? After you make a decision, unpause and see what happened before pausing again. Did the top player choose the same answer you did? If not, speculate why. Analyze what the opponent did as well. You can do this for many key moments in a match. and maybe you'll learn something new in the process. Another method is to start paying attention to the smallest details possible. Pick one basic action from the game, like jumping forward, and just focus on situations where the top player chose to jump forward and why. Usually, while watching match footage, we tend to focus on big decisions and effects, instead of on one tiny thing at a time. It's also useful to think about the overall tactical goal, beyond the current situation. In a previous episode, we've shown how a 2D matchup can be viewed in terms of preferred ranges, and the options within those ranges. So you can focus on which positions each character wants to occupy, what options are available at each position, and what tools exist to switch from one position to another. Remember that every single button press has a purpose, and your job is to understand what the purpose is. Here's an example from a match between Chip and Millia. The moment passed by quickly, and had important and easily missable info. Chip has an extra jump on top of his normal aerial movement actions, so he can do either 2 double jumps, or 1 double jump and an air dash. Here, he lands 1/3 of the screen away from Millia, but the Millia player is aware that Chip still has access to an air dash. To cover the possible late air dash attack, Millia does a 5P at a very specific time when an air dash from Chip could have threatened her. This is a preemptive anti-air, a safe way to control that specific space at that precise moment. This is an example how a quick moment where seemingly nothing is happening actually has a lot going on. Watching match footage more attentively is just the first factor. You should examine if you learn effectively as you play. Lastly, let's go over analyzing your own matches. Watching yourself play offers a different perspective than actually playing the match. Your strengths and weaknesses become more obvious. After watching enough of your own matches, you should begin recognizing your own habits and patterns. And in fighting games, having identifiable habits and patterns is a weakness that a good opponent can and will exploit. So if you see yourself getting too comfortable and falling into predictable habits, make an effort to change. Everything we've described may sound very tedious than just playing the game or just watching match footage, but that's exactly the point. Because they are more tedious, many players avoid doing them, so they eventually get stuck. If you put in the extra effort, you might just find the answers you were searching for and escape the plateau. In the next episode, we'll discuss 2 other possible ways to keep improving: forcing a change and taking a break. Until then, take some time to think about what we presented, and if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe for more episodes.